If you miss Atog and want to kill your opponents with Fling, this video is for you. My name is David and welcome to Pauper Brews. The idea of this deck is very simple. Play a Glimmer Burn and cast Fling. But unlike Atog, getting a lot of tokens to fire it for a full value it's very difficult. For our decks anyways, because for this one, we have a lot of treasure tokens from Deadly Dispute, a lot of blood tokens from Golgari Epicure and Blood Fountain, and a lot of golden tokens with Kuldottery Bird. If you pair that with the card advantage engine of Ichor Wellspring, Deadly Dispute, and Reckoner's Bargain, you're gonna have card advantage for days. The rest of the deck is just cards that fill a certain role in it, like Galvanic Blast and Makeshift Munition for removal, and Chromatic Star for filtering purposes. Then on the Cyber plan, it's a mix of everything. We have End the Festivities and in Shaman against creature decks, Gorilla Shaman against artifact decks, Fire Blast against blue decks, Unexpected Fangs against mono red, and Spellbomb against graveyard decks. In a summary and in a nutshell, this is the deck, so let's start with the games. So let's start with our first game against mono red on our first match of the league. Let's keep this hand and play the Pilferer. Opponent starts with an Epicure. And now I will attack expecting to trade, that way I can cast my Glimmer Burn. Also I decided to go with the Epicure so I can sacrifice the token and that way the burn can get killed by a single removal spell. Let's kill the Flame Breeder and attack for 3. Next turn I can draw 3 cards and we'll see how it goes from there. Now a very easy sequence, drawing my cards, attacking with everything. And at this point I will have to sacrifice a token so the bear can survive. And then I will sacrifice a land because I don't need it anymore. Another revert, so now this will make attacks a bit more difficult. However, drawing a makeshift munition, it's gonna be huge for this game. Now I will attack with the Glimmer Burn and opponent can trade very well with it. Depending on what they do, I may decide to get rid of the 1/1s by just sacrificing the Pilferer. The Pilferer creates a token and when it enters the battlefield with Anchor, it creates more treasure tokens, so that alone is very huge. So I will proceed to do that. And it's worth noting that this is a token as well, so it can get sacrificed for the Glimmer Berry. However, I will not do that and just start killing the rest of the guys. Playing Synthesizer. And that hit a Lava Dart. And now I think I have, yeah, now I have lethal. Do you guys see it? Please let me know in the comments if you do. So I will proceed to do that. Sacrifice my Epicure, thing with everything. And this is how we win against mono red on game number 1. So let's go for game number 2. Alright, game number 2. And let's talk about the Cyber plan against mono red. So in my experience, I feel like Fountain and Synthesizers are very slow. So I will cut that. Also Fling is not where I wanna be against mono red. From the Cyber, I want to bring in a couple of End of the Festivities, and then I will also bring in a couple of Unexpected Fangs, because I have the theory that if I put Unexpected Fangs on a Glimmer Burn, then the game is going to be over from there. So, let's start. This is a somewhat decent hand. I just need a green source to cast the Glimmer Burn, and we should be in a decent position. Opponent starting strong though, and I'm just gonna play the Pilfer. At least if it dies, then I can play the Glimmerbear. And I will play that along with either a Chromatic Star. I don't want to play Synthesizer in the dark. Maybe I end up doing it. No, maybe I'm not. No lands from opponent. And then I have the option to either let this through or just block. And I will block. How I don't wanna why I don't wanna block is because they may have a burn spell to finish the burn of post combat. But I don't think that's the case. They will have done it in response of my pump. So it doesn't make a lot of sense. And now the burn is alive. I'm drawing cards, and I also drew the Fangs. Unfortunately, I can't play it. An opponent just kill my Glimmerbear. If I had like mana open, I probably would have been able to play it and make the Glimmerbear survive, but they also just could have gone with the card they revealed to kill it, the Lava Dart. So, I don't know. Now I just need to draw either another Glimmerbear to stabilize or any other relevant spell like a card draw engine. But now the opponent proceeds to get rid of my board. I will sacrifice the blood token to search for answers. But I'm down to 6 and they have 4 cards. This kind of helps. I could also have just not played the Ichor Wellspring and give the Unexpected Fangs to the Samurai, but I didn't want to do that, and now I'm dead. So that's how it goes when you keep low hands. So that's pretty much it. Let's go to game number 3. Game number 3, no sideboard changes, so we can just proceed right away to the game. I don't want to mulligan to 5 against mono red, so I will keep this hand. At least I have removal for a Monastery Swifter, but ideally I would like to look for a land. I did found a land, but I want to be greedy and see if I can get another. Sadly, that didn't pay off. But now at least I have Metracraft to kill the Frame Breeder. I'm not sacrificing the Synthesizer because chances are that I'm not going to be able to play anything. Either way, I still got one Unexpected Fangs exiled, so more or less it went the same. Sacrifice the Synthesizer, reveal a Galvanic Blast. The Galvanic Blast will deal with the Swifter. And now I will play the Glimmerbear, because now it can't get killed very easily. And the opponent needs a little bit more in order to get through that. They play End the Festivities, and now I will proceed to sacrifice all of my tokens. So that way at least the 7-8 will survive. They decided to go for Lightning Bolt to the face. And now I will cast my Festivities and then put the Unexpected Fangs on Glimmerbear. Now they can't kill it with a regular burn spell because this is going to be a 4-5. And now I create more tokens and start gaining some life back by sacrificing some of them. I also wanted to sacrifice because I figured that they could top deck another Festivities, and then it's better to just use them right away. And they did. I don't know if they want to attack or not, but probably not, because that will put them into a very low life. I sacrifice my treasure token because it's the less relevant of them, and I will just pass the turn. I see that they have a chain lightning, but I don't think they will cast it because otherwise I will just fire it back. And now with another token, it's very hard for them to kill the Baron, especially if it has lifelink. They are trying to dig for answers and they fail to do so. So they conceded. Right? 2-1 against Mono Red. Let's move to the next game. Match number 2 and game number 1. I'm going to be playing against Golgari Sac. And this is a decent hand, so I will keep. At first I thought I was playing against JUND tokens, but slowly I realized that that was not the case. They proceeded with a John Wolf and a Mortician Beetle, and I will just proceed and play a Voldaren Epicure. They play a Bayou Grove, and I think that's kind of bad, but I also have the Galvanic Blast for it. So we're in a decent position, but I just need to be careful for the Beetle not to grow out of range. Hopefully the Glimmer Bear now can solve a lot of issues by blocking, and then I will pass the turn, and now I'm rebuilding. Now, I need to block in an efficient way, so I will proceed and block the Glimmer Bear with the Goblin token. Well, the Glimmer Bear and the Goblin token against the Beetle and the Bayou Grove. Now I will sacrifice the token to pump. They play a Morbid, this Hunger of the Whole Pack. And I didn't realize that whenever I sacrifice a creature, this thing also grows. So that was my bad. So probably I could have saved at least one creature token. And now the board is more or less stabilized. But I need to be careful about that Bayou Grove. So Galvanic Blast helped. And also Cool Dot Revert, because now I have multiple tokens and I can attack at least for one or very little. Then with this many tokens and makeshift munitions, I can just block, sack it, and kill either their creatures or their face. I'm nowhere near to killing the Bayou Grove, so I will just proceed to do that for as long as I can. I'm always leaving one behind so I can block, sack. And next turn I'm planning to sacrifice the Synthesizer to get another Samurai token. At least that one has Vigilance. So I'm just gonna be attacking with the Glimmer Baron this turn because I don't want to sacrifice the token. I want to sacrifice the other Goblin, the other Goblin token. So as I've been doing, I will just block, sacrificing hit. And I don't want to do it. I don't want to play Galvanic Blast right away in that last sequence, but I did it on my turn, just in case they have another Hunger of the Whole Pack. Now I attack for 3. They play Next Invader, and they will attack. I will just block, kill the spawn, and next turn I have Lethal, because I can play the Epicure and sacrifice the Epicure and at least a land and kill the Invader, and then sacrifice my tokens and go for Lethal. So I will proceed to do that. Could have also just sacrificed the Epicure and a land instead of the Pilfer, but this also worked. Right, let's go to game number 2. Alright, Sideboard against this deck is very easy. I'm just gonna be cutting 1 Pilfer, 1 Fling, and 2 Nihil Spellbombs. From what I saw, I could also add a couple of Shamans, but I realized that I don't need them as much, and I also want to play many creature tokens and don't want to get them killed incidentally by the Shaman. So, very easy. I will just bring a couple of Nihil Spellbombs instead in case they have some graveyard recursion. Without seem to be color screwed right now, but at least I have a filter to play the Baron. But I don't have the need to do it right now. So I'll just keep developing my board while they are color screwed. Play the Synthesizer, Galvanic Blast that, and just play the Epicure and also the Glimmer Burn. Now that I have a token, I am more confident on doing so. And then if they run another Gets Verdict, I'm inclined to sacrifice the Synthesizer to create a Samurai. Very lucky to hit a land from the second one, so I don't have to miss a card. I play the Beetle, Unearth. But now I will see what I can reveal, and I revealed a makeshift munition. Now I can attack and just start killing those two creatures on my turn. I do it on my turn because otherwise they just could respond and sacrifice one to the other. So I will kill both creatures. And then I will play the rest of my hand. And I don't think they can recover from this, so they also thought the same and they conceded. Let's go to match number 3. Alright, match number 3 is going to be against one of my favorite archetypes. It's going to be against JUND Cascade. So this is a decent hand, so I will just play the Ichor Wellspring and pass. Now I will try and search for another land, but I am having a bit of trouble doing so. I played a Llanowar Visionary and I did top deck the Galvanic Blast, so I'll just proceed and kill it. Unfortunate that I didn't hit a land with the Synthesizer, but that's how things go. I play another one, kill the Epicure, and now I'm just playing a makeshift munition and not attacking. Now they play the Comrade, and that's a bit unfortunate for them because now I can attack with 3 Goblin tokens. And you saw that they tried to block, but then they realized that if they do so, then they will lose the board. So now I will got Monarch on my own, and then still kill the trample guy. And if I do it by sacrificing the Synthesizer and another and a token, then I will play the land and the Glimmer Burn. With the Glimmer Burn down, it's very hard for them to actually get through. And the Overlord is not going to quite do it, so they consider right away. And given that I have Monarch, it's very hard for them to come back from the game. So let's go to game number 2. Alright, for game number 2, I'm gonna be siding out a couple of Purifiers and add a couple of Shamans in, just because I think they may end up just filling the board and I need a pseudo war wipe to get through that. The rest of the cards are probably not a good ones to run, so that's as the best I can do, siding in those and siding out a couple of Purifiers. I will mulligan that hand and I will keep this one, but I will have a hard time casting the Glimmer Burn. But at least I have a decent core of Ichor Wellspring and Kuldota Revert. My only concern is if they have a Breath Weapon or the other 4-white Cannonade. But I have to do what I have to do. I will just play the Epicure, play the Carnarium and pass. They are on turn farm, they can resolve an Olber, but luckily I have Metalcraft and a Galvanic Blast, which I will fire right away. And probably I should have just played the bridge instead of the land. I play a Visionary, and I think I will cycle that land just to look for a green source. I cast an Altisor into a Visionary, so things are getting a bit complicated. And this is a spot where I will probably have liked to play the Shaman. But I drew a green source in the form of treasure, so I will play a Glimmer Baron. And if things go well, then I can one-shot them with Fling. Now it's a very interesting spot because they also have they do removal, so that means I have to sacrifice a couple of tokens to this. And then now brings the question of, should I just fire things off and just play the Fling, or just wait for a turn? I think my line is putting them down to 2 life, and then see if I can top deck a Galvanic Blast or other way to deal damage to the face. In theory, they are just at 1 because I have an Epicure and I have a Blood Fountain in the graveyard. So I will start doing this, play the land, and pass a turn. At least these are blockers and threaten attacks, so they can't just attack with everything. At least they will have to leave a couple of creatures back. And if I top deck removal, then it means it's also lethal. It's almost lethal. Okay, getting rid. Like I said, they just didn't attack, and I top deck the makeshift munitions and won the game. Thanks for hanging out, and if you want to look at more videos like this, please subscribe and give a like. And also, here's a video for you.